The best gaming keyboard is more than a dull plank of keys. Most of the best keyboards come plastered in RGB LEDs, so they're anything but boring. However, there are more great gaming keyboards than flashing lights, and the real key to success is an excellent response. Hello YouTube! Today's video we're looking at the 3 best gaming keyboards of this year, so if you want more information, we also put the links in the description box down below. Thanks! If you've got your heart set on a wireless keyboard, then the Logitech G915 is a great example of the genre. It's not a peripheral we believe requires wireless functionality. We much prefer a wireless gaming mouse or a wireless gaming headset. But there are a few moments when a wireless keyboard is helpful, like gaming on the couch or if you regularly move your keyboard between devices and locations. You'll be required to spend that little bit more for wireless functionality than what we tend to see for wired mechanical keyboards with similar features. The Logitech G915 is $250, and there's a slightly cheaper TKL version, but not so much so that we'd instantly recommend it over the full-size model. What you get for that significant cash investment is a sleek and sturdy board plated in brushed aluminum. There are some smart media controls in the upper right-hand corner of the board, including a volume wheel that feels great to twizzle. There's a handful of macro keys down the left side of the keyboard. These can be programmed to whatever you see fit on a per-app or per-game basis within the Logitech G software. Macro functionality has been shifted to a secondary program of the function keys, which can be flipped via the Logitech G gaming software in order to prioritize macro functionality, in which case the FN key will revert F1 and 12 back to the original input. Beneath that stylish exterior lies fantastically responsive tailor-made GL key switches. You can pick from linear, tactile, or clicky, and we recommend the latter if you really want to make a racket. It packs in all this without a massive overall footprint as well, comes in as one of the sleeker boards of a lot of use today, and the wired Cherry MX 10.0 has it beat there, though for better or worse. Yet there's a reason that this keyboard most days use for people who work from home. The keyboard feels great to type on over the course of an entire day, and its low-profile standing takes some of the strain off the wrists. You don't feel the need for a wrist rest when leaning the wrists on the desk either. The fundamental core of the K100 is very much like the K95 released last year, with the same premium quality throughout, the same overall design, the same macro keys down the left-hand side, the same metal roll in the top right corner, the same media keys just below it, the same double-shot keycaps, and a USB pass-through is easy to access with a comfortable wrist rest that snaps on magnetically just like before. The K100 also has more of that lovely RGB lighting that Corsair knows we love so much. In total, there are now 44 zones for you to throw light out of it spills out of the sides as well as out of the back too. And having rippling, wavy patterns play off your keyboard can be every bit as distracting as you can imagine. As for the switches themselves, they are Corsair's new OPX optical mechanical switches. It's worth noting from the outset that the OPX switches are still digital units, not the variable analog type, which can detect how far down the key is pressed and respond by turning harder. These switches feel great for typing, with a 1mm actuation point and 45 grams actuation force, bottoming out at 3.2mm. If those figures don't mean much to you, they're very sensitive. At the back end you have Corsair Axon Hyper processing technology doing the grunt work of actually keeping the keyboard up and running. This new engine supports a native polling rate of 4000 Hz, although the benefit of this isn't obvious, and by default, it is set at the more standard 1000 Hz anyway. When it comes to software, Corsair Axon Hyper processing technology supports a native polling rate of 4000 Hz. You can even use the little IQ wheel on the top of the board to play around with the lighting. All in all, you're looking at an excellent key response, a decent spread of keys for most hand sizes, a satisfying tactile click to each press, and wonderfully dimpled keys to help you rest your fingers when you're not actually pressing down. While this all seems quite obvious, it shows that the K100 RGB nails the basics, as well as including the fancy extras, even it is a bit expensive. Optical key switches are praised for their lightning-fast speed and long lifespan, so the Vulcan TKL Pro's Titan optical switches add the feel of a really smooth linear mechanical switch to the formula, giving you a great gaming experience. The keys, which have a muted clack to them, have a 1.4 millimeters actuation point and no discernible wobble no matter how furiously you press them. The keyboard is slim and lightweight, and ROCCAT stripped away just about all of the frame around the keys, keeping its footprint as small as possible. The floating keycap design gives ROCCAT's keyboards a unique look in the category and really lets the per-key RGB lighting shine. It also uses a detachable USB-C to a USB-A cable. The company's Swarm software isn't as straightforward to use as others, but you'll find all the same sort of design tools for creating custom lighting setups and macros with different profiles. You can even make your key presses sound like laser blasts or a typewriter, among other things, through your speakers or headphones. And if you have other ROCCAT AIMO devices, the lighting can be matched between them. Overall, if you're not sold on optical switches, ROCCAT's Vulcan TKL has the same excellent design as the Pro but uses the company's Titan linear switches. They have a similar but slightly lighter feel to them compared to the optical switches with the same 1.4 millimeters actuation point.